What is going on, boys? Tickle my taco back at it again with some Tom Clancy's The Division, and today, June 28th, the 1.3 Underground expansion has released to the public for Xbox One and PC August 2nd for PlayStation 4. So I'm sorry for all those Sony guys. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for this, but I'm really excited to talk about this update because honestly I've been having a lot of fun playing it today, and there's a lot of cool new things being added. But the main thing we're going to be talking about, and the main thing about this update, is the underground. Now the underground is pretty much these randomly generated dungeons. Every time you go into them, you're pretty much going to see something different. It's not going to be the same level that you're going to be killing the same guys on. It's not always going to be the same challenge, because they have these things called directives, which pretty much add a unique twist to your gameplay experience by changing the rules of the engagement for both the enemies and your own team. And the more you combine these directives, the better the rewards will be at the end. So keep that in mind. It's going to be more difficult as you add these directives. I was only able to try out Fog of War and I believe another one. The Fog of War pretty much takes out your mini map, and the other one you can't use an ultimate at the same time as someone else, because then everyone loses the ultimate or something like that. But yeah, it gets tricky. The more you stack up on these directives, the harder it gets, but the better the rewards will be. Moving on. So with the underground, you also have the underground rank, which is new. So I believe the cap right now is at level 40. So you can grind out and reach the cap, and I believe get access to certain weapons. Like I believe the paratrooper SVD right now is on sale inside the underground vendor, and it costs about like 900 Phoenix credits. But moving on, with this update, there's a new incursion, Dragon's Nest. So pretty much Dragon's Nest is in Hell's Kitchen, and there's a new cleaner threat that you pretty much have to go and take care of. You must be level 30 and have completed the mission General Assembly to get access to the mission. And heroic mode for this mission will be available 1 week after release. As far as I know, I haven't done the incursion, but I've been told that hard mode is a cakewalk. It shouldn't be hard at all. If you were playing the 200 plus gear score bracket in the Dark Zone, then this should be relatively easy for you. Speaking of that, let's go back to the underground. Now the underground has normal, hard, challenge, and will have heroic mode as well. I've played already normal, hard, and challenging, and I haven't had a problem personally. Hard mode you could pretty much solo. If you have good gear, if you're geared well enough, then you can do hard mode no problem. So that means normal is pretty much like what you're seeing right now on the screen. You're gonna see red enemies, a few purples, and like one or two maybe gold elite enemies. So normal is like if you're under, like, we'll say if you're like around the 150 to 200 gear score bracket, you could solo normal. It shouldn't be too hard. And for guys like me who play this game pretty often and who are geared enough, you can solo hard mode. So challenging isn't too hard at the moment. I'm excited to see how heroic will change the game a little bit. Moving on, there's 5 new gear sets: the blind gear set, the Deadeye gear set, the Firecrest, the Reclaimer gear set, and the Alpha Bridge gear set. There's also some new weapons and weapon types have been added. I'm not gonna go over those. There's the base of operations extension, which is pretty much where you would normally see the rewards claim vendor. Now you can go past that and go to the terminal, and the terminal in turn gives you access to the underground. There's been a number of gameplay changes. There's been some nerfs and some buffs, specifically to sentries and strikers. So you're not gonna be doing a shit ton of damage like you used to. And in order for you to get the original stats, you pretty much have to be running five of those gear pieces in order to get the old stats. Since everything has been, as far as those gear sets, they have been nerfed. There's been added a new gear score bracket to the Dark Zone. It's gonna be the 231 plus gear score bracket, so you'll catch ya boy there. There's been some loot changes, some changes to the UI, and many bug fixes. So I pretty much went over everything, and I'll definitely put a link to the patch notes for you guys down in the description so you can check them out for yourself. You can see the new gear, the new weapons that have been added, and really get into detail with it. I kind of gave you guys just an overview of the important stuff and kind of my experience with this update so far. But other than that, you guys already know what to do. Thank you for watching this. Tickle My Taco signing out, and I love you all. Peace.